whatever money they have, they start at zero. They're back at zero. Guys, we're at zero. We've got to keep working. Actually, another little insight from working with Tate. We would have, if you look at the total student count of Hustlers University, right? From the day of inception on a graph to where, it was 150,000. It was like this. We didn't have a down day. And the reason we didn't really have a down day, going from 0 to 150,000, from 0 to 10 million a month, is because every time we had momentum stall, and when I say momentum stall, I don't mean losing users. I mean, we had 100 join the day before, and today we only had 90 new people join. That would be considered momentum stalling. The fact that we had less new customers joining, the fact that the growth of the monthly income was less. We would go into panic mode. We would go into emergency mode. We'd have these emergency meetings. Guys, we made 5% less extra money today than yesterday. What went wrong? Where are we fucking up? Why is the company failing? Why is this company falling apart? We only had an extra 1,000 people join. What's going wrong? Why is this company dying? Why is it about to die? Right? It's panic mode. And it's an insane mindset, but it's a mindset that led to just continual and endless growth. If you view even the smallest little, the key to success is to panic fast and panic early, right? If you're able to panic before any incident happens, you're able to stop those incidents from happening. Now, obviously, sometimes you panic and it was for no reason, but is there something wrong with panicking about 10 less students joining? Right? Let's imagine we thought this was growth slowing, but it actually wasn't. The next day it was 120. What was the loss from panicking on this day? There was no loss, because panicking just meant you worked a little bit harder, which you probably should have done anyway, and it just meant that you were ready for any scenario. And panicking doesn't mean you're stressed. Panicking in a bad way. Stress it's a good stress. It's a work stress. It's a motivation stress. It's a positive energy stress, right? So this is what the Tates did, and this is what I find all these successful business owners do. They're all super hyper-focused. They're all basically just hoping. They're fucking really driven. They're extremely driven. Money doesn't matter. It's a scoreboard. It's how you keep count of the scoreboard, okay? So let's relate this to crypto. The best teams, and mostly the founder, are those who are building not for the money, but for their mission to conquer their industry, right? I spent 1 month living with Luke, Tate's cousin, right? We were living in Hawaii in this shit apartment, just grinding, working, okay? And he told me, he was like, we've completed the game. If there was a game of life on a video game, we completed it. We maxed out Grand Theft Auto. We've got $1 billion. We did all the side quests. We've done everything. What is there left to do? The only thing left to do is have kids and conquer the world. That's what he said to me. The only thing left is to just have lots of kids and literally conquer the planet. That's all there is left to do. And that is the ultimate end conclusion of any person who's ever completed everything in life, right? The most successful people complete everything, and then what they end up realizing is that all there is to do is have kids, pass on your knowledge to those kids, and just keep conquering the world. Keep growing, expanding. That's all you can really do, right? The side quest of chasing girls, the side quest of traveling the world, you've done it all. All that's left to do is conquer and have kids, right? And that sort of comes back to evolution. It's what is your evolutionary reason for existence? Well, don't die, and then have kids, so that even if you die, you get to, as the human race, get to keep going on, right? It's just to have a bunch of kids, teach them the shit you know, and then build a big village and keep growing it, and then they keep doing it after you die. And that's all life is. It's just this continuous fucking endless expansion to conquer the universe. So if you look at all the biggest founders in the world, they all have this same conclusion. All they want to do is just have a bunch of kids and then conquer the world, right? Maybe not Vitalik, he's a bit of a fucking nerd, but maybe not Satoshi because he's invisible. But, CZ, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, who else is there? anyone who has ran these huge successful companies, they don't step down as CEO, they keep going. You know, like my dad would always say, isn't it crazy how these people who have all these billions of dollars keep working in their companies? Wouldn't you just want to relax and sit on a beach? He would actually say that. And I believed him at first. I was like, yeah, I'm a kid. You know what? He's probably right. Why don't you just quit working? You know, work can't be fun. But when you see the other side and you see like these guys working, you realize like, what else are you going to do? You're a billionaire. What else are you going to do besides fucking conquer the world? What, you're just going to... Not everyone can just sit on a beach and just absorb sunlight and just get satisfaction from that. I mean, I could probably do that. But like these industry titans, they can't. And that's the guys you want to bet on. You want to find those guys who can't sit on a beach, right? I feel like Mark Zuckerberg would have an extremely hard time just laying on a beach, absorbing sunlight. I bet he couldn't do it. I bet he'd be on his phone or taking a call, or like that guy probably works all the time. Like Elon Musk. You think that guy can just sit on the beach? No, these guys need constant stimulus, constantly working. It's all they think about. I run a company that makes a few million a year, and all I think about is like work, right? Isn't that crazy? I don't even make that much money compared to these guys. And they run what, $1 billion company? Man, that's the only thing that they could think about, right? I don't know how they have time for kids and family and shit, right? And yeah, they lead all the biggest companies in their respective industries, and they've delivered a lot of profit to their investors. And you know that's the thing that they all have in common. They want to conquer. They don't care about the money to fucking fund their little Lambos and yachts. They just want to conquer their industry. Because most founders in crypto, they just want to rug pull. They get rich and lazy. They build things for money. They can stop working and not go insane. Like how dare you? Like, isn't it crazy people can just like not work and not go crazy? I'm joking, but like, you know, that's sort of what they would think. The guys you want to bet on. And they aren't obsessively autistic over work. So like in crypto especially, like the autistic people are the best people to bet on, right? Vitalik, total autistic guy, like biggest autistic guy ever. But like Ethereum, one of the best performing assets of all time. CZ of Binance, totally autistic, one of the best performing assets of crypto. Satoshi, probably autistic, right? Who else? That's just a few examples for you. The less girls, this is a good little mental model heuristic. The less girls the founder looks like he can get, the better. So if you see a founder and he's like a Chad, right? He's tanned, ripped, he's got a hot girlfriend, or he looks like he could get one. Those guys are a little bit tougher to bet on, because at least in the tech world, if you have time to do those things, you're spending a lot less time on your company. And if you're able to be tanned, ripped, Chad, you can get to 10 mil and then live an amazing life without having to keep working. These guys who are like skinny, pale, withering away nerds, this is all they can do, and that's amazing. That's why you want to bet on them. Right? You think this guy gets girls? Probably. I mean, honestly, like he believes in himself, and I think that some girls might respect that, and he could probably get he'd probably have a girlfriend or something. But you get what I'm saying, right? This is not me hating. This is just me being objective. Now let's talk about, there's nothing. Just to clarify, there's nothing wrong with these guys. Okay, that's just, people are different. I'm just trying to explain to you how you can find world-class founders to bet on who are going to make tons of money. Okay, so expanding a little bit on what we just talked about, the genius founder. So behind every world-class team is a world-class founder, right? The best people in the world want to work for the best guy in the world, right? The best founders attract the best team. In crypto, the world-class founder has a few recurring attributes. So this is what I see in the world-class founders in crypto. They can't talk to girls. They're from Asia or America. Major autist energy. Mission over money. Introvert over extrovert. And I'm in it for the tech. If you find someone who fits all 6 of this, their name is probably CZ of Binance or Vitalik Buterin. Right? That's probably their name. Or if they're not one of those 2 names, they're probably someone that is going to build the next big crypto company. But when you think about it, if he can't talk to girls, he's from Asia or America, he's an autist, mission over money, he's an introvert, and he's in it for the tech. That's like the perfect combo. That's like a combo from heaven right there. But these founders are very far and few between. There's not many that are like this, right? Some of them get girls, it ruins the whole thing. Some of them are from Europe, ruins the whole thing. Like they're not autistic enough. Like they look normal. They care a lot about money because they can actually do things with money. They're too social. Like they talk to too many people. Like, why do you leave the house? Please stay inside. And they're in it. They're not in it for the tech. So they're actually like smart. It's like, can't you just be a nerd? Like, can't you just sit inside all day and not leave the house? Some guys are like that. Most of them are like that. So when you find one who's like this, you just found a gold mine. And as well as this, a lot of founders, actually there's a message here that this guy posted on Twitter, which is really insightful, that I wanted to include. I'll read it out. Crypto is a PvP, player versus player, brutal game where a minority win at the expense of a gullible majority. While all the while, the game works to deceive the participants about what is going on, to make you think it's about finding great technology, great companies, that their success is yours, or that you're early to some dog shit. This is why tech people, especially people who work the crypto industry, such as devs, are so shit at investing. They don't understand that it's a marketing and sales game. Let me read that again. They don't understand that it's a sales and marketing game. The entire game that is going on now began in 2016-17, discovered by accident by marketeers who realized that nerds are fucking idiots and they can use their intelligence against them to make money in one of the best schemes of the last 50 years. Okay? So, as much as I talk about the team and the greatness of a company and all this sort of stuff, we do have to ultimately realize that all this shit is still sort of a scam, and that the most important component is still the sales and marketing side. Okay? The team is obviously important to have like a foundationally decent team, but you have to have analysis beyond just the team on why something is going to be big. So the problem with developers is the developers look purely at just one side of the coin, which is how smart are the team, how good's the technology, blah, blah, blah. But if you only focus on the team, you're not going to make money. So for example, imagine you bought ICP because the team was great, right? You saw that there was some Chad Harvard founder behind it, and you saw it was a great team. You lost a bunch of money. Because what you didn't see is that this was a big insider pump and dump VC coin which had a terrible community behind it and was completely overvalued at the price that it was at. Look, it's down like 99% and it's at a $5 billion market cap. Like, this thing was totally retardedly overvalued. So you had to have used other metrics of determining value outside of just, the founder's a smart guy from Harvard. Good job, developer, for doing that analysis. What's another example? Can't think of any, but that's a good example. So because it's a sales and marketing game, a lot of the game of crypto is basically convincing you that this nerd behind the project is a genius. So a lot of the time you will find someone who you think is all of this, but in reality it's just a big sales and marketing scheme to trick you, and they're not actually these things. So you've got to be careful, because this is a sales and marketing game. They will sell you what you want to see, and they know that you want to see some autist nerd behind the project who is just a gigabrain, okay? The marketers have made the legitimacy of projects hard to determine, with retail convinced that every new coin with half decent marketing is the ETH killer. In one of the other videos, we talk about how every cycle there's a new group of L1s which perform really well but end up dying off. In 2017, it was Neo, Cardano, Tron. In 2020, it was Dot, Atom, Solana, blah, blah, blah. In 2023, 3/4, it's C. It'll be Monad in 2025 maybe, etc. Every cycle, there's a new marketing scheme where they sell you